How you doing, everyone? Turkey Buzzard here. Hope you're having a good day. Well, I want to apologize. I'm a week late getting this video out. My doctor took me off some meds which had the effect of putting me to sleep for 5 days. So I thought I had a slight case of narcolepsy going there, but I'm awake now. So I'm going to do a little behind the scenes type video to show you how I put this Club Snuggle build together. And before I actually show you what I did here, I want to mention two mods that if I had to give up every mod except for two, there are two that I would keep. One is the cheat terminal and the other is Place Everywhere. Now on Xbox it's called Place Anywhere, but on PC it's called Place Everywhere, and it basically works the same way, only it's so much easier on the PC. Touch of a button I can tilt, rotate, nudge in any direction, any way I want. So I'm spoiled rotten with the Place Everywhere mod, and the cheat terminal mod also spoils me. But that's how I get most of my builds done, and as I said, I use this Place Everywhere extensively. Let's start with this sign here. This sign is from Gruffed Signs and Posters, and it's basically just a Fort Sanctuary sign. And what I did was placed it down, and then I put some wallpaper on it. And once the wallpaper was on, I put the sign on there, which is a lot of times if you try to put these letters on wallpaper, you'll notice that they stick out in front of the wallpaper a ways. And it's easiest just to put all your letters down and then move the wallpaper forward to meet the letters, rather than try to get all the letters to meet the wallpaper. So a lot of things that you place in a build is dependent on the order in which you place it. So and of course these Club Snuggle and whatever, that's from the Pimp Workshop. So and then once I got that done, I put another wallpaper on the back of it. That way I ended up with the Club Snuggle sign. Now the road, when I first started this build, this was pretty much level, and as you can see, it comes over and bumps right into this. So what I did was I took the road and tilted it upward to meet the ground up here, and I have a mod called Ground. I know they have a similar mod for Xbox, but the Ground mod I use this Ground mod to level out the areas that I build on. Most places that I build, I like to have at least part of the area be level. So what I do is I use the Ground mod to level it out, and as you can see, I used it a lot here. And once I actually placed the Ground mod, I use these retaining wall pieces, and these are from the Snappy House Kit, and they work nicely to surround the outside of it, just to I also use these sometimes for curbing. But the only problem is if you use these for curbing, it's important to know that the settlers will not step over this curbing. You can lower this curbing down so that it's almost level with the ground, and even there the settlers will not step over this. So if you decide to use this retaining wall material from the Snappy House Kit for curbing, you're going to want to leave some open areas so that the settlers have places to cross the streets and whatever. Anyways, let's move on. We're going to go over here to the pool, and with the pool, now when I was building, I don't know why, when I was building this pool, it would let me walk across the top of this water while I was in workshop mode. The Settlement Objects expansion pack has water for pool. Let me see if I can find it here. I did not use the water for the pool from the Settlement Objects expansion pack. I don't care for how the water looks in the SOE pack for pools. You have different, marsh and murky and ocean and river and all these, and none of them looked the way I liked. Even the purified was too clear, so I did not use that. I used Water Bright, and that's from a mod called Animation Markers. And if you go to the garden section, they have Water Bright, and to me this looks so much nicer. It's not so clear that it looks like there's no water there, but yet it's not murky either. And as I was building this, it let me walk across the top of the water in workshop mode. For some reason now it's not doing that. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But it even had like the little floor drain. I don't know where they are. It's probably in the garden section. There it is, the floor drain, which I put in here. But I used the Institute walls and basically covered up this gray material that they had for the pool because I just didn't like it. It was too ugly. But that's all I did, was covered it up all the way around with the Institute walls, and basically just cleaned it up, changed it from that dirty gray stuff to the white. And then these trims here that go around the edge are from the Snappy House Kit, and these floor pieces are from Snap and Build. So I'm mixing and matching several mods together, and they all snap together pretty nice, and then of course once I get it all built, I go along and put in my assignment rugs. But that's pretty much how I built this out here. Put in tons. These trees are from those are from the Pimp Workshop, the palm trees and stuff. So there's a lot of stuff in that Pimp Workshop as far as decorations go. But let's go inside and I'll show you what I did in here. The bathrooms, I didn't want to use the ugly green stalls. This is supposed to be high class hotel. So I basically just divided them up into small rooms. But I think they come out pretty good. These are from the USO mod. These Japanese shoji panels are from a mod. Oh, I forget what the name of the mod is. But it's just basically a Japanese building mod. I'm not sure which one. Yeah, Japanese decor. It's got different materials and resources in there. Huh. It's been a while since I've used this. They have different decorations and furniture and stuff in the Japanese mod. And all I did was use these wall panels. And I put them in there, like 3 of them. That way it looks like the little boxes where they put the keys and the mail and stuff. Now this note, I wanted to make a registration book. So I tilted them and everything, and then I wanted it to look like it was open, so I used these notes. They're from OC Decorator. But every time I get out of the game, my note is floating the next time I open the game, so I have to put it back down here, and then basically once I'm done and I save, next time I open the game, it's floating back up there a mile again. Oops. I think I went a little overboard. But yeah, I can save this, and the next time I open my game, that note will be floating again. There's not too much to say about the kitchen. The kitchen area is it's all modular kitchen stuff. But it all came out pretty nice. The chairs are from the Pimp Workshop. These balcony railings, they're from the Pimp Workshop. This is Settlement Objects expansion pack. Gives me the glass tables. Now the elevators, I have a mod which gives me vault elevators, and you can get them in 2-story, 3-story, 4-story, 5-story, or 6-story. So this is a 6-story elevator right here, and I use them a lot in my builds because, as I said, I do most of my builds as pre-war. So, but I didn't like the color of the elevator because it's blue, as you can see, and I don't know, I don't like. Let's turn them off for a minute. I didn't like the blue elevator. I just didn't think it looked good with this particular build. So all I did was the walls that I was using, which these walls that I'm using here, they're from the Snap and Build kit. And basically all I did was line the interior of these elevators with the same walls I was using. And all I did was, as you can see, I lined up the height on them. And then basically once I got them lined up height-wise. I just basically lined them up here and moved them out. And then I did this on all 3 floors, so that when you go up and down in the elevator, you don't have that ugly blue elevator. Here's another Club Snuggle sign. Basically blowing them up, shrinking them down, whatever. I do want to take you up and show you the 3rd floor, which this is the top of the center of my bar, which is basically just 6 do-it-yourself bookcases. And I hid the fuse box up here. And what I did with this, I put the 6 bookcases around, wired them up, and stuck the fuse box up through the roof. Now, as far as the glasses go, I used IV stands, put 6 of those in there and lined them up, and then I turned 24 of these pint glasses upside down and stuck them in there so that it looked like they were hanging there. And I designed this bar after the bar in the sitcom Cheers. I'm sure everybody's seen Cheers. At least everybody in my neck of the woods has seen the show Cheers a million times on TV. And that's what I designed this bar after was that one. And now these beer taps, I cannot take credit for these. These were originally put together by Fallout 4 guy. And if you haven't seen his videos, you should watch his videos because he's a very creative guy. He will give you tons of different ideas and show you how to put different things together. But basically all I did was, if I can get lined up on it, there's a bell. And then you can use a beer bottle. And then for the spout, I used sprinklers. That's from the Snap and Build greenhouse section. And then the top of it is a liquor decanter. And the only thing I did different than what he does is I also added one of these jets as a spout. But they're basically the same thing, and like I said, I can't take credit for it. In my opinion, it really adds a lot to the bar. I put 2 of these on each end. So I end up with 8 different taps, which, in my opinion, add a lot to this. And then these are just glass floors from the Settlement Objects expansion pack. It's chain link fence post. So, you know, just odd and end items just to put this build together. More Pimp Workshop decorations. There's a ton more. I didn't use them all. Down here I used the Pimp Workshop beds. They have quite a few different beds. As a matter of fact, they had some really neat beds that I did not use. See if I can find them here, just to show you what different beds they have in the Pimp Workshop. They have a lot of really neat ones. Let's see, they have the 4 poster beds. Some of them I didn't want to use because they had Pimp Workshop and Strip Club and stuff printed on them, and I didn't want that to show up. So as you can see, I added these fans on there. Oops. There we go. There's the fan. Now see, behind that fan it says Strip Club Pimp, and I didn't want it to say that, so I put the fan in front of there as sort of a headboard, and I did that on each one of these beds. But you know, and then I added the Pimp Workshop rugs and whatever. All the decorations on the walls here, they're all Pimp Workshop. So that's pretty much it. You know, there wasn't a whole lot really going on here. It's all pretty simple, you know, covering things up and hiding things. Some of my builds that I put together, if you were to see them behind the scenes, would look horrible. I'm probably going to end up putting one together for my Resident Evil 2 Fallout 4 videos, because those builds are something that look totally different behind the scenes than they do with the tour. So, but anyways, that's what I did with this build, and hopefully you enjoyed seeing how I put this together. And I will be back again next week with a new video tour. Don't know yet what it will be, but it'll be something. But anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching, and I will see you again next week.